My name is Erin Taylor and I am the co-chair of the Board of Directors here at the Musquodoboit Valley Bicentennial Theatre and Cultural Centre.
The building was originally an Oddfellows Hall, and it was the upstairs theatre here was always here. 1928, I think the building was built, and from that point on, it survived until the late 70s or early 80s, at which time it was condemned by the fire marshal. It's one of two theatres in the province with a raked floor. So, and Christmas concerts were held here and that sort of thing. So it's had a long life and still exists as a wonderful source of entertainment and dramatic productions and musical productions here. The painting in 1929, I believe, was removed from the Majestic Theatre in Halifax, which was to be replaced by the Capitol Theatre, which I went to for movies and so on when I was a kid. There was a family here, well-to-do lawyer's wife by the name of Harriet Claypool, who saw the beauty in the original Italianate garden scene. The painting actually hung at the back of the stage and was the backdrop for many concerts. We had Michelle Gallinger come with a grant that when we were revamping the theatre, and she restored the painting, took it out that door there on a huge sonotube down over to the school that was vacant at the time, laid it out and repaired it. Returned it, and it was hung here behind the proscenium.
We feature a lot of musicians. We have established ourselves a bit as a place where people come when they're beginning sort of their musical journey. So we get a lot of up-and-comers before they're really big, and then we also have a lot of like bigger names who've come and really enjoy playing here because it is such a wonderful, warm, acoustic space to be in. So we get a lot of musicians through. That's primarily the bulk of our programming, but then every other year for the past almost 2 decades, I'm gonna say, or at least 15 years, maybe I'm being 15 years at least. There's been a biennial community musical, so the theatre partners with the high school and its local feeder schools, and they present a really great big musical extravaganza, and it's super fun. Growing up through those and doing those and having that be sort of the thing that you looked forward to, like musical years were a very big deal, and it was all very exciting, and just that energy from doing those, I think that really spurred me into wanting to be more involved. So then I sort of just kept coming back and back and back. This is where we keep all the performers before they go on stage. When there's musicals, this is where the performers sort of hang out, chill out, and get ready. And depending on the size of the cast, some of them are up here in the dressing room, some of them we close down the main floor and stick them out there. But this is sort of the green room, I guess you would say, of our theatre. And again, we've got this lovely tradition of folks signing the walls after they've been here. And there's many decades worth of, I guess, graffiti, we call it, but like on purpose down here. I love theatre again because it's kind of got that magical sort of element to it. It was a very special like experience growing up, and it brought a lot of good feelings and emotion and joy and like togetherness, and you learn a lot about yourself while you do shows, and you get really close to a lot of people. So I think that is what's really spurred this love of theatre and commitment to this sort of organization that I have.
Well, I love theatre because it takes one to other worlds, other places. And as a teacher, I produced a number of Christmas plays, and I saw changes in children when they would take on a role, and I would encourage them to really become that character. And I saw life-changing, I think, differences in kids who took on the role of the Wicked Witch or the salesman in Santa Claus play.
Being an ensemble and collaborating and working together, and everybody's working to achieve the goal. And yeah, when you're finally done, it's like, oh my gosh, it's like, you just sort of have that really high moment where you're like, oh my gosh, we did it, and everybody's so appreciative, and yeah, it's just like, oh, this is great. I want more of this, so then you keep going back.